Hello Flosstube, it's been a while. So I haven't filmed in quite some time. I'm not sure how long it's been, a few months at least. I've been meaning to make this episode ever since January and somehow it's April and I still haven't done it. So if you're still here and you're still watching, thank you ever so much. My name is Ruth. This is my channel all about cross stitch and occasionally other crafts such as crochet. Today is just cross stitch. This is just Flosstube today. But before I start, if you would like to subscribe, please feel free. It would be really awesome if you fancied subscribing. And if you like this video, give me a thumbs up so that I know to make more content like this for you moving forward. So I'm a bit out of practice at filming, so sorry if I pause a lot. I will do my best. But today I have one fully finished object to show you, two finished but not framed to show you. I can't remember what the phrase for that is, my mind's gone blank. Some works in progress and some haul and some plans. So hopefully I'll remember everything. Now amazingly, I actually have a fully finished item, which is exceedingly rare for this channel. However, I've been trying to push myself to finish things so far this year. So this is my fully finished object. I'm sorry about the glare. So this is Baba Yaga's hut. The chart is by Innocent Bones. It's stitched on, I think, 14 count or possibly 16 count, not sure. Ada using all the called for threads. This was a kit, so everything came with it. I absolutely love this. It's like mini full coverage and I really enjoyed doing it. I actually completed this one quite some time ago and it was sat in my stash for ages. And I finally remembered to go and get a frame for it. So I'm really pleased. I framed this myself and I'm really pleased with how it turned out. Goodness me, can I speak this morning? So it's stitched 2/1. Had to think about that. And yeah, that's my fully finished object. So this sits normally up here behind me in my living room. I don't normally film down here, but this morning I thought I would. So one more time. I'll bring it in close just so you can have a bit more of a look at the detail. Absolutely love this. It's very up my street because it's kind of spooky vibes. Baba Yaga is awesome. You'll see her featured again later. So I love her little like hut and chicken legs. We've got the sort of foxy creature at the front here and the deer. We've got some bats up here. I love the green in the trees. Just really, really nice little design. So that's my fully finished object. And then, even more amazingly, we have two more finished things. When do I do this many finishes? This is what happens when you don't film for like 4 months. You actually have things to show people. So some of you will possibly remember this piece from my mania plans last year. I was planning to attempt this little chap. So this is Hooti the owl, just known as Hooti, from Mill Hill. Trying to remember people's names. And this is part of the Autumn Harvest collection. Now, you may recall me talking about this and saying I was quite intimidated by this design because one, it's on perforated paper, and two, it's got lots of beading, neither of which I had experienced before. Well, I'm very happy to say that I actually loved this kit. Oh, if I can keep it still. And here is the finished object. Hang on, let's see. Trying to get it so that it's focused-ish. So we have lots of beading, we have specialty stitches, we have perforated paper, which is a lot easier to stitch on than I thought it was going to be because it's actually pretty rigid. It's kind of waxed, so it's not flimsy at all. The holes are pre-stamped, you can't mess it up really in terms of stitching on it. So I'm going to focus, camera, come on, do the thing. It doesn't want to focus on it, but I'm doing my best. So as you can see, maybe on the front here, we've got some specialty stitches. These are called Smyrna, I think, stitches. First time I've done them, not a problem. Enjoyed doing them. Lots of beading. Actually really enjoyed the beading, surprised myself. And yeah, I'm really happy with him. I've just got to figure out what to do with him because the idea is that he's either going to be a magnet for my fridge, which seems a bit of a strange one for cross stitch, or some kind of ornament, but I need to back him if I'm going to make him into an ornament, and I need to look into how to do that. So that is Hooti. As I say, he's from Mill Hill. He's on perforated paper and he's stitched mainly 2/1. The reason I say mainly is because there's a lot of backstitch and specialty stitches, but genuinely, not backstitch, sorry, specialty stitches. And a little bit of, like, you can see the Smyrna stitches a bit better here on the stars. But genuinely, I'm really pleased with him. I think he's come out really nicely, and I plan to do a few more Mill Hills moving forward. Okay, last finished piece. Now then, I've got a dreadful memory for designers. I think this is by, not the Witchy, it might be the Witchy Stitcher. Or what's the other one called? Oh dear. Can't remember. But anyway, this is the pattern. So some of you would have seen this before probably. And it says, I hope you can read it. It says, please don't summon demons in the bathroom. So this is stitched using all the called for DMC. It's only 2 colours, it's black and red. Stitched on 14 count white Ada. This kit was a present from a friend of mine, Jeanette. So Jeanette, I did finally finish it. I've had it quite a long time, but we've got there in the end. I just need to get it framed. So I've got to find, I want to find like a nice gothic oval frame for it. Because I think it would just be really fitting. I'm hoping for like an oval frame with like a kind of black, fancy, ornate style frame. So we'll see what we can find, but I finally finished it. I did enjoy stitching this, and actually I could have finished it a lot earlier if I'd just got on with it. I did quite a lot of this all in one go and then stopped, put it down and forgot about it for ages. So came back to it and finished it relatively quickly, but I think it's a really lovely little design. Really pleased with this one, and when I finally find a frame I'll show you what it looks like once it's been fully finished. So those are all my finished items. Sorry, everything's on the floor by me, so I'm kind of moving things around. So in terms of whips at the moment that I could find, because I'm not sure where everything is, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 whips to show you. There are others, but don't ask me what I've done with things. I don't know where everything is. So some of these you will have seen before, quite a lot of them are new. So I'm working on sort of 3 main projects at the moment, but I've got 2 I wanted to mention. So I'm going to start with the smallest one. This came from Primitive Stitches and Punch Needle. I think that's what it's called. The magazine. It's an American magazine. I have it on digital subscription, and this is from one of their Halloween issues some time ago. I think it was Halloween the year before last. I think this is in. It's by, I want to say Liz Matthews. I hope that's right. I really should have checked. Can't remember who it's by, but it's called Boo. It uses lots of variegated flosses. I think these are all Weeks Dye Works flosses. It's stitched on beautiful beige linen. Not sure what the count is. Wouldn't like to say. Not sure, but it's beautiful beige linen, I can tell you that much. This is the problem with not having picked these up for quite a while. I'm not entirely sure what everything is on, but I've put this off long enough, so we're just rolling with it, and I'm going to get back on Flosstube and you're going to see me more often. That is my plan. So this one hasn't got all that far. So obviously we've got the big pumpkin in the middle, and we've got our crow. There are words that go across the top here. There's another pumpkin that goes here and one that goes here. And when I find the pattern, I can finish it, because do I know what I've done with it? No. Is it on Pattern Keeper? Yes. But does it overlap something chronic and isn't very clear? Yes, also. So we will have to see if I can find the original and stitch from that, but we will get there. So this is kind of a work in progress that's been put down for some time, as often happens with me. But I found it whilst I was looking for other things and was like, oh, I'd forgotten all about that. I really need to finish it. So yeah, that's the first whip. Okay, most of these I've got more information on than this one. Second whip, so just in case, Mum or Doug, if you're watching, go away. Because the next piece is something that I'm stitching as a surprise for my mum's partner. If I ever finish it, it will be a miracle. I started this piece thinking it was okay, full coverage. I knew that going into it. but I thought, you know, it looks fairly straightforward. There appears to be quite a lot of block colour. I don't think it will be too complicated. Yes, well, we found out things. So the pattern is this lovely pattern by the sea by Karen Carter. I always want to say Carpenter and it's wrong. It's Karen Carter. This is Lighthouse by Night. I have never stitched a Karen Carter before. I have lots of her patterns. This is the first one I've actually attempted to stitch. I really like this design. I think it's incredibly pretty, and I know that the person I'm stitching it for is going to love it if I finish it. However, I was not prepared for 50 million blends. I was not prepared for really fussy fractional stitches that are done completely differently to how I normally do them. Yeah, so we haven't got very far, but there's dog's hair on my cross stitch. Sorry about that. This is where we're at. Now it is on 14 count Ada, which you would think would make it relatively straightforward. Oh my goodness, the blending and the fiddliness. So this is actually the entire width of the piece, so it isn't that wide. But I don't know if you can see, there's a lot of blends in here. All of these cloud colours are blends. This is a blend. It is a fiddly thing. I kind of hate it in terms of how fiddly it is, but I am determined. I'm going to succeed with this piece. Now you may think at probably about 2%, if that, done. I'm being ambitious, but we will get there. I am determined to finish this because I think it's going to look amazing when it's done. So I will keep you posted on how this one progresses. I haven't actually stitched on it since last year. Again, this was one I found whilst looking for things and was like, oh gosh, I really need to get on with that. The problem is I've got other things that I can't put down at the moment. You'll find out why in a minute. But no, really, really do want to get on with this. So having pulled it back out, hopefully I've refreshed my memory that I need to do it. And I'm going to try and leave it somewhere where I'm going to see it. So hopefully it will get some love soon. Okay, next piece. You've seen this one before. This is Baba Yaga. I said she'd come back. So, oh goodness, it's not ironed. Sorry, guys. So this is my progress on Baba Yaga. She's currently sitting upstairs with me when I'm at work. And on the odd occasion that I have a gap, and they don't come very often, I have been working on, because there are small motifs in this piece, you can get them done without too much trouble and they're quite useful. So she has had some progress in the last couple of weeks. The two trees are new and I finished the bottom of the broom. She's stitched, I think, on linen using all the Owl Forest embroidery threads. They make their own threads and I bought this as a kit, so they came with it. I have had this design for, I can't remember how long I've had it. I've been stitching on it for ages. She just doesn't seem to get picked up. But this is how she will look when and if I ever finish her. I do intend to finish her. I find her quite tricky. She's my first ever linen piece. I know the one you saw earlier is also on linen, but she's the first one I actually started on linen. I don't find linen very easy. It takes a lot of thought processing and yeah, it's challenging, but we're getting there. And I've got an even bigger linen ambition coming up. So you'll see that. But this is one of my whips at the moment. It's my piece that sits next to me at work. And when I have 5 minutes before a meeting or, you know, the odd minute here or there, sometimes I pick it up. It also gets picked up as my travel piece. So if I'm going anywhere, it will come with me. To be fair, I don't travel a lot, but that's the plan. I do want to get some progress on her this year, so we'll see how that one doth progress. But yes. And also, just to mention, this little needle minder is obviously Baba Yaga's hut. It came with it and I absolutely love it. It's one of my strongest needle minders and I'm a fan. I like these small kind of round button style pieces. But here she is again. Lots of variegated colours in her. Hoping to get some good progress on her for when I see you next. And then we have the two bigger pieces. So my main focus piece for the last month and a half has been, mainly because I couldn't put it down once I started, this beautiful Bluebell Wood Bothy Threads kit is one of the Rendale design kits. I love this piece. I think it is stunning. I'm a big fan of badgers. I think they're beautiful. Any kind of wildlife, countryside, that's my thing. That and Halloween, they're my two kind of main areas. But this is just so pretty. Now, to stitch, it's quite complicated because there is a lot, and I mean a lot, of confetti. Strangely enough, that doesn't bother me, and I really thought it would. I was like, oh my goodness, I'm going to have to change colours every 5 minutes. This is going to drive me nuts. But for some reason, I seem to really like it. I'm not entirely sure what it is about the piece, whether it's just that it's really pretty, or that the stitches are looking really nice, or that it's my first Rendale. Could be one of several reasons, but I have been really enjoying it. So enough talking, let's show you where it's at. This is where I have got to. Now, it is still on my lovely Q-snap here. I daren't move it. So this is actually about a quarter done. This is one whole page of the design. So we've got another page that fits in here. And then over this side, there's like a smaller section to do. But loving the detail in this, loving all the different colours, just the details of the badger's face here. Really pleased with how he's looking. I find him quite realistic, to be honest. And then we've got also in here, most of this is stitched 2/1, but we also have some very fiddly 1/1 just to kind of make it less stand out. And then once the back stitch is put in, and my goodness, there is a lot of back stitch, and we all know how I feel about back stitch. But it's going to be worth it because this is going to look beautiful. So yeah, I'm a fan. I do have several other Rendale kits. A couple of them will feature in my haul section because a couple of them I could not resist. Really been enjoying this. It's one of the most pleasurable pieces I think I've ever stitched. So really, really happy with this. But something came out recently, which many of you will have heard of, and that's why I've put this down, because I was just being monogamous and like, I'm going to stitch this until it's finished. And then something happened. So all will be revealed in a minute. But one more look. This is my beautiful Bluebell Wood so far. And again, hopefully I can shuffle things around so I can fit this back in. I kind of am a monogamous stitcher at the moment. I'm not normally. Normally I move things around. But recently I've been finding that if I actually stick to them, I get a lot more progress than if I keep switching in and out. So yeah, I mean, Bluebell Wood, I've been stitching on it for a month and a half, and that amount of progress for me in a month and a half is nothing short of miraculous. I don't get that kind of amount of stitching done normally. So I'm really, really pleased. I've been loving it. And yeah, I can't say enough nice things about the Rendale kits from Bothy Threads. They're awesome. So what made me put it down? Well, this is already out of favour with me, and I'll tell you why in a minute. But I very foolishly decided to start the Deadly Aquarium Sal from Lila Crow Studios. Why? I started the Greenhouse of Oddities last year. I have not finished the Greenhouse of Oddities. It was a pig. I had a lot of trouble with it in terms of being able to see what I was doing, and counting on 32 count. Even weave was a challenge. Now I've really set myself a big challenge with this. So my piece is on 40 count linen. I have never stitched on 40 count before. I have only stitched slightly on linen before, and I thought, why not? Because I'm crazy. So this is where I am at. Now this may look lovely, but I'll tell you a secret in a minute. So this is on 40 count Malachite, beautiful fabric from, just checking, Fibre on a Whim. I love this fabric. It's gorgeous. Everything else I'm stitching is on white. That's not like me. Yeah, I love this. This isn't the called for fabric. I couldn't get the called for fabric. I looked, I tried, and all of the 40 count was gone, and the only count I could get it in was something I didn't want. So I was like, you know what? I'm not ordering something from America because I couldn't get it in this country. That I'm not 100% sold on. What else can I find? And I came across this beautiful piece of fabric on on one of the, which site did I find it on? Oh dear, I don't know. I'm not going to tell you because I can't remember exactly which site. I looked at quite a lot, but it is by Fibre on a Whim. It is Malachite in 40 count and it is beautiful. Now, I can't see this with my bare eyes. I can't see this with my glasses on. So I bought fancy magnifying glasses, which I would show you, but they're on charge. So I'll show you next time. I look like a right fool wearing them, which makes me happy for some reason. But my goodness, what a game changer. I can see what I'm doing. They come with like 5 different sets of lenses and yeah, I can actually see it. I'm so happy because I was really worried. I did start down here just wearing my regular glasses. It was a nightmare. So I was merrily stitching, had it on Pattern Keeper, stitched along here. I did have more, but I've started having to frog and you will find out why in a minute. I stitched this, I counted this. Goodness knows how many times. There are 3 different colours in here. And every single time I did the row, I counted them and I counted them and I counted them. And then I realised I was 2 out. Ooh, I am so annoyed. So I am not unpicking all of this. This was fiddly and I'm not unpicking it because it's right and I love it. So this means I have to take out all of this lovely green section along here. It's all coming out. I have to take this pole, I have to take 2 stitches off the bottom of it, restitch it and then redo this bit, and I've still got a million ton of frame to do over here. This is what you get for trying to be clever and put it on fancy fabric and a fancy count when you don't know what you're doing. So any fellow stitchers who stitch on 40 count, do you have any tips? Because this stuff isn't easy. I'm stitching 1/2 in CXC thread. It's my first time using CXC thread as well. So that's new. But I like the coverage. I'm very happy with the coverage. I like the threads. I'm happy with CXC threads. Don't notice much difference between them and DMC, only they're a lot less expensive. Got a lovely selection of the CXC threads. I bought the entire collection in one go from Talking Dog Stitcher. She's on YouTube. Her name is Rachel. I hope, Rachel, you don't mind me saying your name out on this, but she has a Flosstube as well. And she's on Etsy and sells CXC threads. So I got mine from her. I love them. They're great. There's a lot of them. Hopefully, I did find out, however, that there are 2 threads that I need for the outline of this that aren't in it because they're numbers like 7 and 8 in DMC, and I don't think CXC converts those particular colours. So as far as I'm aware. So that's fine. I've ordered them separately. It's not a problem. But this will mainly be stitched in CXC with the occasional DMC floss. That was a lot of ramble. So my problem with Lila Crow is that I love her designs. They're beautiful, they're gothic, they're really pretty. I really like them. My God, they're complicated. They're fiddly. I hope I can keep going with this. I was really enjoying this until I realised I'd gone wrong, and now I've got to unpick everything and it's put me right off. But I'm going to do it. We're going to unpick it. We're doing really well because I'd worked out how many stitches I needed to do a day to stay within my goal, and I was doing really nicely with it. And now I'm going to be behind because I've got to unpick about 250 stitches. Most annoying, but we will catch up. I am going to finish this one. I am, and I'm going to stay caught up with this one, she says, thinking this is going to be a miracle if I manage it. I have started in the past about 5 stitch-alongs. I have never yet caught up with one or managed to stay on target with one. Admittedly, most of them I've started late, which hasn't helped because I find out about them at a later point. But this one I was aware of, I knew it was coming. I was like, right, there were 3 potential stitch-alongs I wanted to start, and I was like, there's no way I'm going to keep up with 3. So pick one, and this is the one I picked. Got all my threads, got my fabric, everything was organised. It was all going so well. And then I'm 2 stitches out. I could weep, but it will be all right. So those are my current works in progress. Now then, I have a whole load of haul, as per usual, sat over here. So I am going to start with my Nashville embroidery market hall. Oh goodness me, I think I got that right. No, Nashville Needlework Market, that's what it's called. So, oh dear, I can never say that. So Nashville was held in March, I think. It's a big embroidery needlework showcase that happens in America. Obviously, being in the UK, I didn't get to go, but I know lots of people that did. Very envious. They sound like they had an amazing time. But it's where lots of designers release new patterns. Now, there are a lot of new patterns, and I tried to be good. I restricted myself to only 3 because I'm like, if I buy loads, they're going to cost me a fortune. And I have so many projects that I have waiting in the wings that I really didn't need anymore, but never mind. Collecting cross-stitch patterns is a separate hobby. This is what I tell myself. So, what did we buy? Hang on. 1, 2 and 3. So, I only bought 3. The first one I bought was Cottontail by Hello from Liz Matthews. This is just so cute. It's really pretty. It's not particularly like anything else that I have in my collection. I love the fabric. I love the colours. I just think this is cute. And this was before Easter when I bought this. And I was like, oh, what a nice spring piece. That would be lovely to start. Yeah, no, not yet. It might get started next Easter at this rate. But I do really, really like this piece. It's lovely. Looking forward to stitching it at some point in the near-ish future. Then I could not resist this. Now, this is way out of my league. This is not the kind of thing I normally stitch, but I love this. I love the phrase on it. I love the weeping willow on it. It had to be done. So this is, what does it say? Scenic Sampler by Heartstring Samplery. I love this. And unfortunately, I've also found out that there is a spooky sampler from the same company, which I have yet to find available anywhere on the internet, other than from America with very large amounts of postage that I can't afford. But I'm hoping to find it in the future. If anybody in the UK knows where I can get a copy of the spooky sampler from, let me know in the comments, please. I would be most grateful. But this is the Scenic Sampler. I love the weeping willow. I love these flowers. They kind of remind me of Stranger Things. I've never done a house, so why not? And I really like the phrase. You may not be able to see it very well on my camera, but it says, "Dear old world, you are very lovely and I am glad to be alive in you." And I just think that's lovely. So goodness knows when I'm starting this. I don't know what I'm stitching it on. I don't know what threads I'm going to use, but at some point I'm going to start this. And we will have a go and see how we get on. But it's such a beautiful piece. It's such a lovely design. I just couldn't not. And then last but not least, because I have a bit of a thing about cardinal birds. Now, when I was a lot younger, I was lucky enough to go to Hawaii. And whilst my mum and I were there, we were walking along the side of the beach and there were a whole host of cardinal birds just dotted along the side of the beach where we were. I've never seen cardinal birds before or after, but they were absolutely beautiful. I've still got photographs of them from back in the day, back in the 90s. So it was a while ago. And ever since then, I've loved cardinal birds because I just think they're beautiful. And it was raining on that particular day in Hawaii quite badly. It was quite grey and there were just this beautiful burst of red colour and loved them. Just loved them. So when I saw this, I could not resist. This just had to be done. It's very festive for me. I love the cardinal birds. I love the colours. It's just gorgeous. And this is Cardinals Promise by Stitchy Pros. And that's Holly Freeman underneath. So I presume that's the individual designer. I just love this. Now, you will notice that this is a 2024 piece, obviously. And it says, "When you see a cardinal, know this promise is true. I am never far away. And I am always here with you." I just love it. I think it's beautiful. And hoping to stitch this towards Christmas this year. Might have to find some nice fabric for it because I see this is, what is the called for fabric? Belfast linen in Winter Wishes. I might see if I can find it because I like the fabric. It's pretty. But yeah, those were my 3 from market this year. and then we have everything else. So, oh, let's start with the Bothy threads because there's quite a few of them. I couldn't resist some of these. So, first up, don't tell my other half. He won't be watching this, I shouldn't think. He might be by now, but I don't know. This is technically going to be for Valentine's Day next year, if I manage to get around to it. I just think this is so cute with the puffins. Puffins are adorable. So it says, "I Puffin Love You." I just think this is adorable, and I'm looking forward to stitching that in the near future. It's by Bothy Threads, obviously, over there. Lovely little kit. I can't remember where I bought my kits from. Where did I get my kit from? No, don't know, can't remember. Then we have another Bothy Threads kit. This one is called Budding Moon. You will notice there is a badger on this, the same as my Bluebell Wood. How pretty is this? This is just gorgeous. Now, there are 3 other designs in this collection for different seasons, which I will hopefully be getting in the not too distant future, but I couldn't afford to buy them all at once. It's full coverage. It's going to be a job because it's quite detailed. There's quite a lot of colours in there, but it's on 14 count. Ada, all the threads are in the kit. I just love the design. I couldn't resist. I just think it's really pretty, really springy, and hopefully I will find some room for it soon. So those are the 2 that are in box kits. Then we have, again, Mum, if you're watching, go away. As one of these is going to be her birthday card. Her birthday's in July, so hopefully I've got time. This is another Bothy Threads. This one is Wishes Just For You greeting card. This is going to be for my mum. I love this. I think it's cute. I've said that about a lot of them. I think they're very cute, but I love the animals in all the Rendale kits. I just think they're so pretty and they're so well thought out. And I'm not normally a backstitch person, but it really works for these kits. So this is one that I'm hoping to start very soon. God knows where I'm going to fit it in. But I need to get it done by July, so that one's probably going to be my next new start. Then we have, because again, I found this particular kit on Facebook Marketplace or eBay, one of the 2. Can't remember. I think it was eBay actually. But it was reduced, and I just think this is so pretty. So this is Love Is in the Hair. Again, it's by Bothy Threads. Again, it's Rendale Designs. Just, oh my goodness, they're so cute. Just really pretty, lovely design, and looking forward to starting that one. So that's another one that I picked up recently. And then last but not least, last in the Bothy Threads Rendale design, because I'm sat here in a horse jumper. Most of you will know I'm into horses, so I had to. This is Feathers. This is, again, Bothy Threads, Rendale Designs. I could not possibly have left this one where it is. We're about to get interrupted by a dog. Hello, Missy Moo. My dog has just come to say hello. You're going to come on camera? You can see her nose. Hello. Oh, I'm going to get licks. Missy is the star of the show. Hello, beautiful. And she likes to be involved, don't you? Yes. She likes to be involved. You always come along just when I'm halfway through. But yeah, she's going to say hi. Good girl. Good girl. Sit. Sit. Good girl. Stay there. I don't want her to walk any further forward because I've got cross stitch all over the floor. And I don't really want doggy paw prints on it. Anyway, so this is, where was I? This is Feathers, yes. Feathers by Bothy Threads. I don't know when I'm starting this one. I saw this first on, oh no, what's her channel? It's very similar to Jamie's channel, like Crafty Rogue Gamer. That's Jamie's channel. And I think that's her channel. And this one is something very, very similar, and I can't think what it's called. I'm really sorry. I'll try and remember and link it below. But one of the ladies I watch regularly, I'm terrible with names. I saw this on her Flosstube. She's finished this design, and I was like, what is that? Where do I get it? I need it. The second I saw it, I had to have it. Missy, stop standing on my cross stitch. The wonders of having dogs and trying to film. Good girl. So we're going to do the last bit of haul quickly, because otherwise I'm going to get dog hair everywhere. So I haven't got all of these with me, but I am also... Have I got all of them with me? Yes, I do. Oh my goodness, let's see if we can do this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, right, we're going to do them in succession. So, these beautiful things are the Fancy House or Fantastic House series by Cottage Garden Samplery. I have not started any of them, but I am collecting them because I love them. And I've never done houses. I mean, to be fair, this one came out and I was like, I have to have it. It's gorgeous. I love it. It's just so, so pretty. So this is Santa's house. Just, I'm in love with it. It's beautiful. I love the colours. I just, yeah. that was an instant I have to have it kind of buy. And then this one was out at the same time and it reminds me of Hogwarts. Harry Potter, for those of you that don't know, if there's anyone that doesn't know, but this is the castle design. It's the second in the series. Love this. Goodness knows when I'm stitching these. They're going to take me ages as well. They're big. And then third in the series, we have the no, that's the fourth one. Sorry. Third in the series, we have the greenhouse. This just blew me away. I love this. I think it's beautiful. Just the amount of white stitching, it looks so delicate. I love these little, like, I don't know if they're snowdrops, but they look like snowdrops to me, but they're beautiful. And the little cat, so cute. So really looking forward to doing that one. And then fourth in the series is this cottage design. Love the flowers on this one and the brickwork. I think it's going to be really interesting. This one looks quite complicated. But we will see. And there's obviously more to come. But these I couldn't resist. I do have some of the, what's the series called? Is it All in the Woods or something like In the Woods? I have quite a few from that collection as well, but not all of them yet. I could buy everything that this company produces. They are all just so pretty. And then last but not least, all by her little self, is one from the Blue Flower. This is Forest Home. I just love it. It's very me. So it says, our roots are in the depths of the woods. That's a very me phrase. I love this deer. Beautiful. We have a little beaver down here. He's so cute. I love the river. I just think this is really, really pretty. And yeah, I have never done a blue flower design, so I picked this one up. Don't know when I'm starting this, but it's in the pile of to be started. So that is all of my haul. Goodness me, we're not doing too badly. So plans. First plan, sort out the, where is it? The Deadly Aquarium, do my frogging, throw the frog at someone else, and then stitch everything back where it should have been in the first place and continue with that. So that's my main focus at the moment. Now, I'm aware that Mania is coming at us and I'm not too sure if I'm going to be doing Mania this year, or I might do Monogamous May instead. Mainly because I really don't need any more starts at the moment. I've got things I need to focus on. So, and if I do new starts, I'll just forget about all of these pieces I've just shown you. So we don't want to do that. I think I'm probably going to go Monogamous May, but I'm going to do 2 pieces, which is slightly naughty. Reason being, obviously, the Deadly Aquarium is a stitch along, and so I don't have the full design at the moment. It's a mystery stitch along. And if by any miracle I happen to complete a section and not have the next bit of the chart, I don't want to not have something to stitch. So I'm going to have Bluebell Wood as backup piece. That's my plan. So those are my plans for May. Is mainly focusing on Deadly Aquarium and Bluebell Woods. If I manage to finish Bluebell Woods, which I highly doubt, there will be a new start. It is likely to be the Bothy greeting cards piece I showed you. Other than that, that's probably my main plans. It means I won't necessarily have a great variation to show you in the next video, but hopefully you'll be able to see some good progress. I do want to get to my Lighthouse piece as well. So I'm going to have to think about things, but we've still got some of April left. So we'll see how we get on. I want to try and finish the frame for the aquarium stitch. It's not a small frame, so it could take me a while, but we've got where are we now? We've got 5 and a bit weeks left to do it in. So I'm making some steady progress. It's not too bad. I'm not too worried at this point, but hopefully you have enjoyed this video. It's nice to be back. I'm hoping to try and be a bit more regular, but then I say that every single time and then I don't appear again for a while. So we will see. But it's nice to have finally got my what was supposed to be January video up. Better late than never. If you've stuck with me through all of this and are still here and still watching at this point, thank you ever so much. Drop me a purple heart in the comments to let me know that you watched all the way through. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It would be lovely to see a few likes, and feel free to subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Take care everyone, and happy stitching. Bye.